All right, I think we should be good here. Okay. Okay. Ooh, weather's actually not. Oh my god, it's the beginning of the day too. Like, it's all just working out. Oh my. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there is no magic casting guru as a non-boss, but that these guys will respawn. Do they have different? Oh. Oh no, they're the same. Okay. But they will respawn if I kill them, right? Like, these guys aren't just a one and done. Probably the same for the Cirque one too, then, huh? All right. Did I say hi to you, Xavier? Howdy. Yeah, sorry, it took forever to get this stream going. First, there was weird internet issues for God knows why. Then the dog wanted to go out and caused some problems. It was a shit show. All right. Okay. I didn't realize the sound effect they made. Oh. Forgot I did this. Whoop, 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 yeah. That whooping. Oh. Oh. I will say I rather like the little cape. They love dubstep. Oh. I am budget as many shots as we can. I want to see the spinning one again. Oh, nope. Yes, I thought. Well, that was not what I expected. Those are some clean hitboxes, I will say. It's funny seeing this slow-mo up close because you can really tell their arm isn't really staying attached to that socket. Uh-huh. Oh, of course we had to get the rain. They just don't want to do the spinny spin. All right, we're going back. Ah! That's all I meant. I'm gonna die before I can get back in. Hello? Oh my god, it wouldn't let me tab back in. That was dumb. Whatever. Whatever. Oh my god. My holy hell. What a difference. I'm not sure what causes the spinning versus other stuff. Yeah, they're just doing the big jump instead. Was that the spin? I couldn't tell there, admittedly. Yeah, I think Type C might not be the best for this. Ah. Alright, let's do this. Liurnia Weather is never going to cooperate with me, but we have to try to make it work. All right, instead of slowing it down, we're gonna do it normal. We're just gonna handle normal speed. Okay, there we go. All right, let's try to separate one of you off. Oh, there we go. We had it. Yeah, I don't know what caused it. Are you kidding me? Like, not one of them has given up yet? Like, this is ridiculous. Oh my god. I don't even know if my fists are effective at this. There we go. Oh. Hey, Nobre, how you doing? By the way, turns out I have 30 galleries or plus. That's, keep in mind, this is the absolute minimum. I might have to split some of them up depending on how big they get. But yeah, so this is going to be a huge deal. I'll have you all know. Oh god, no. Are you kidding me? Why is it as soon as I get one of these bastards dead? Well, I guess we'll wait. You have to make Nardi proud. That I do. Gotta do it for Nardi. I will say I'm very proud of the final product, though. I ended up adding marionettes for the final draft. I realized, oh, I completely forgot about, you know, those things that the sorcerers all make, which is funny because I casually referenced them later on. I might still delete the thing about Witchbane Ruins and the Ball of Sorcerers there. I might, because I don't know how I feel about mentioning it when we haven't talked about Graven Masses until we get into Caria. It kind of just feels inappropriate. So yeah, that's kind of like, that's something where I'm like, I might do that, but it's like, I have to rework the analysis with that. It's like, it's fine. Like, do I really have to mention that Sellen's not the first? I could just like I can, you know, one of the things I would have liked to done is like mention how it specifically had how the guy specifically is basing himself out around site D. So I could do that. Hey, buddy. You know what? Nope. Well, that happened, so... Oh! Okay, I don't think we'll ever get a shot of the spinning. Because, I just don't think it looks good. I'm very sorry to say, chat. I think it's fine. I mentioned the precise movements and crap, so I think it works just okay. But in the current circumstance, it's probably better if we move on. All right, where else can I go? Ray Lucaria Crystal Tunnel, if I can, if the boss is still alive there. Anyway, so the goal is going to be getting those galleries filled out, but it ain't going to be easy. I'm just going to say this right now. Is this supposed to be like a canteen? Mm-hmm. There we go. God, I love that. I love that noise. It just sounds so cool. I just didn't realize they made such unique noises, you know? I just think of always, you know, the you know, that they make every time they do the jump. It just, you know, just kind of gets in your head, I feel. There we go. This is better. Yeah, we've already killed them in this one. We'll have to go to another character. Hmm. Yeah, something like that. Hmm. Ah! That's what I get for not paying attention to the walkway. Ooh, I like that one. There we go. Yeah, okay. There we are. Uh-huh. There we are. What are we doing today? Getting prepared for astrologers, Emmanuel. Astrologers is coming. ended up clocking at 24 pages, which is less than I was expecting in my clock in when the final accounting was done, but can't say I've got reason to complain, you know? We might give up on Crystallians for today if we have to go boss searching and just focus then on our friendly neighborhood marionettes. There we go. In fact, I'm very proud of my analysis of these guys. Yeah, we'll look at their the metal aspect. There we go. Yeah, this is one of those that makes sense when I think everything is, all the parts and stuff are there. Do they all have long beards, or is it just the crystallized ones? There we go. This one's okay. This one's okay if we just want to focus on the meteor impact. All right, let's get out of here. All right, what's a good, I guess a good place to start is, well, at the beginning, let's start with our favorite puppets. Oh, that's too far. I think these are just basic swords, right? So nothing crazy. All right. I'm thinking more and more about the forearm thing because I'm like, there just has to be some connection. Like something about this has to go back to the attendants, to the revenants, right? Like it has to. I can't figure out how and what the connection is exactly that would lead sorcerers to be like, yeah, we want to make our guys like this. That's the part that I'm just not getting. Remember quickly, they have face under their helmets? I think it's like a mannequin face, right? Oh, sorry about that, chat, for a second. Yeah, they have like something like a face there. Like a vaguely. It's like an impression. I think the funny thing to me is that they bother making it come with a beard, you know? Like, listen, just because these guys are disposable and cheap doesn't mean they can't have some artistic flair. That, or who knows, maybe they had a different idea for these things. Like, these were like supposed to be like, I don't know, like fire giant stuff or whatever. I don't remember if there are any firebomb boys here in Liurnia. Obviously in Celia. Unfortunately, Stormvale's towers are being a little uncooperative for this. No, brightness is right. For sec, that's because of I think this is like either early morning or no, yeah, actually no, it's close to midday still. Wow, it looks so bright at this hour. Yeah, you're not useful. Okay, so they also need to be damaged before that works. Okay. They do not do that unless they're damaged. Gotcha. That's really good information to have. There's some of them that are rubbing orbs sometimes for some reason. I actually give a reason in my my recent draft. That's why I'm so proud of the marionette stuff. All right, General Grievous. I'm gonna have to fix that thing because it's clear. I thought it was just the AV nets based on how the spirits were acting, but oh boy. We're gonna destroy you first. All right. Now let's focus on Sword Boy. I can't focus on Sword Boy if you make it rain and fog. Oh boy. Yeah, so I was doing a thing for Smotown, and something occurred to me. What if the Fell God is responsible for destroying Raoul? Oh my god, really? Really? Can't you just stay sunny? Yeah. There's also a question I had. I also had the, well, not question really, but more like I had a thought about, what if like the Rune of the Unborn thing is alluding to Trina, maybe? Oh my god, really? All I'm asking is for good, decent weather in Liurnia. Why is that so hard? 1 second. Ow. It's a fun idea. Anyway, yeah, so the idea was that Trina, Mikola, Melania were like, would have been born triplets, but Ratigan removed the rune of the unborn, and therefore Trina ended up somehow bonding with Mikola, right? Like, that was basically the thought process, but apparently it's an old idea, which I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. That sounds like something definitely the community would have thought of before me, for sure. Ooh, that's a good one. I meant the Fell God. Oh, that one, yeah. Well, yeah, that one I feel. Well, it just kind of occurred to me. I'm like, there's this shared like antipathy, for the Fell God, right, between both Marika and the Horn Scent. So it just kind of came to my mind as I'm going through stuff and I'm seeing some of the hatred or whatever. I'm just looking at the association because, like, you know, Rao is associated now with a lot of water and foliage and stuff like that. I'm just like, I think then, like, you know, fire and as the antithesis of that and all that. I'm just kind of like, just kind of occurs to me. I'm being like, what if, like, you know, there was this ancestral memory among the shamans and the Horn Scent, both, because they're both descendants of the ancient civilization, right? What if there was this ancestral memory of what the Fell God did, and it just left this lingering hatred of the god, right? And as a result, you've got Marika sort of like carrying that on and passing it on to the fire giants and stuff like that, right? Like, so it came to my mind in that sense. So I think I'm gonna start trying to explore that more, see if there's some meat to that one. Again, I'm not gonna have to worry about Mikola for a while, so I really care about the Trina one. Although I will say it is funny how many Twitter posts I've done on Mikola at this point. I made a joke. I like at some point we're reaching the point where I'll just, like, instead of a thesis, I'll just be posting together all my Twitter posts. It'll have the full thing for Mikola. Yeah, evil god. Yeah, evil god is evil because killed my ancestors. Pretty classic, you know. Controller, please. Oh my goodness. I really like that one. It also might tie into the idea of being the evil god or a false god. Might tie into the idea that the whole Giants Crucible thing, and then the Giants end up worshiping it, but this so-called god that the Giants adopt is, of course, the cause of the destructor, right? Like I could see a lot of potential there, you know. What's the theory with Trina? So basically the idea is that there's a reference in the Great Rune of the Unborn to a demigod who wasn't born, right? Now, keep in mind, the term Great Rune is pretty much reserved to refer to the runes broken off from the Elden Ring and then claimed by demigods in the course of the lead up and you know, breakout of the Shattering, right? But the Rune of the Unborn, of course, is in Vernala's hands, and she's not a demigod, right? She has nothing involved with it. All the stuff involving her in this rune occurred well before there was really any of this stuff about the Elden Ring being shattered and there being great runes and all that stuff, right? So this kind of begs the question, what is this description talking about, referring to the idea of a demigod who was born? Now, one way you could potentially interpret this is like, oh, it's just very poetic, given that it's supposed to be a rune that has to deal with, of course, you know, rebirth and all that stuff, is referring to the idea that there was, that this is the one great rune, quote unquote, that was never claimed by a demigod in the Shattering, because that demigod wasn't born to claim it, right? Like there's this sort of like, you know, kind of, you know, nudge and a wink about how, you know, this rune is so exceptional and stuff like that. Now, maybe you could make a case for that. But it seems like it's almost like trying to acknowledge, like, there should have been a demigod born who could have then had this rune, and that somehow that was maybe denied by Radigan taking that rune out and giving it to Renala. So then begs the question, okay, what demigod wasn't born, and what would that have to do with taking a rune out that would be involved in that? Well, obviously we know of Trina being this sort of as defined, the love of Miquella, right? May manifest as a separate identity, and that's kind of mysterious, right? Because we don't have quite idea. Like, it doesn't seem like it's exactly like Radigan, but obviously there is those similarities there. But we've got a lot of dual identity bullshit going on with various characters to different extents. So it's like, okay, like, what exactly is going on with our pal Miquella and Trina here, right? And part of this, I think, is something that needs to just get answered by understanding what the hell Miquella's what's the word? What the hell Miquella's powers and, like, you know, core thing is. Like, Melania's kind, you know, everyone knows Melania's rot, but you don't really hear a lot of people define what Miquella is. Like, it's like, okay, it's associated seemingly with abundance, but it's got like the spirituality aspect to it. So like, there's a lot you can, you know, obviously youth and dreams, and like, you know, there's a lot going on there. So then the question becomes, okay, well, maybe what if it wasn't that the twins were supposed to be born cursed, but there's actually going to be triplets. But then Radigan, in the course of the pregnancy or something like that, basically gave birth. Okay, now we get to go. Radigan basically took out the rune, the Great Rune or whatever. Maybe it was completely accidental. Maybe there was some intentionality to the experiment. But the point is that this was done, and it resulted somehow in Trina not being properly born out of the womb, but instead basically fusing with Miquella. So that is key theory. Again, apparently this theory has been around before. I am not familiar with those ideas, so I don't know if my permutation is exact or similar. People have different, but like, that would be the basic idea to what clicked in my mind. Also, Trina is a plant with nectar blood. Right. Like, there's all this idea. So the point being is that, like, if Trina is part of Miquella, maybe it's not just because Trina was born out of Miquella whole cloth, but that Trina is like a separate soul of another demigod who ended up fusing into Miquella as part of the one twin, and so that's why Miquella seems to have such like a broad array of powers for considering his, you would think, simple curse of being born young, right? Again, is that the case? No idea. Not gonna have to worry about that. But you know, I like throwing those types of crazy stuff out in the Discord for people to kind of dissect and see. But it sounds like it's gone around, and so people have already discussed that one before. So, oh well. No. Oh. There we go. This is one of those where we put the slow-mo on. Because these guys apparate so quickly. Just remember, Chad, if you ever feel like you're having a malfunction, just remember this exists. Oh, that's an interesting one, Emmanuel. Yeah, the problem is that, like I said, I've not done the deep dive into Mikola. I've really not gone into too deep on the nature of his powers, make all the comparisons and stuff. But again, these are some things that were coming to mind as I was working on something sort of related, kind of unrelated, but whatever. All right, I think that's enough of this one. Let's get Pike Boy next. Oh, I did not account for doggos. There we go. I was waiting for that. I wasn't close enough. Oh boy. Damn. Okay. That's so fast. All right. Damn. It just comes out so fast. Ah, oh, damn. Okay. Damn. Like I said, just so fast. All right. Hey, that didn't look right. All right. All right. God, it's really hard getting a good shot, chat. Like, seriously, it's so hard. Like, these guys, there's so much, like, movement. Like, Crystallians, a lot of it you still get a sense of. But, like, these guys, there's just so much to the movement. That's really hard to kind of just capture it all in a screenshot like so. Yeah, anyway, so Fell God, going back to the Fell God. It's one of those things that, you know, I've gone back and forth because there's a lot of thoughts I have. There's, it really comes down to me trying to understand the sun in this cosmology. I've said, I've gone on record before saying, like, I get the feeling there's so much association between the sun and gold that the greater will might be the sun. Obviously, the DLC helped clarify that the greater will is definitely the primeval current, so the vacuum of space, well, not really vacuum, but the abyss of space, we'll say, the darkness itself from which the stars are flowing out from. But that still doesn't clarify a few things for me. Because if that's the greater will, then what about the sun? Why go to the lengths of portraying the sun so closely associated with gold and light and all that stuff? Obviously, though, gold also has the shadow aspect, so does that play into the reasons? All right, there we go. Look, have you been reading any manga recently? As in the last few days? No, I have not been able to. Overall, yeah, plenty. Pretty much all my free time where I'm not able to do anything else, I'll probably be reading a manga. If my hands and my eyes aren't occupied. All right. All right. Like, this would be a really good shot if we just didn't have the body there in the background, distracting. Oh, guys, look, the beard. I guess the beard physics went through the face. Just remember, guys, if you love the Iron Medial, this is what he looks like underneath it all. Do you still love him? Do you still love that hunk of wood? Does it put hunk in hunk of wood for you? Of course not. We all know. We all know you guys are all more interested in those rune bears. There we go. By the way, whoever animated these guys, they deserve a raise. It was such a good job. Like, it sounds so simple, but like it really like I have to imagine, like any animation, it took so much work to really capture that feel of, oh yeah, it's like it's malfunctioning. I'm more inclined to think the Fell God's the polar star. There is no the polar star. There is just polar stars, because they are stars but viewed from the polar north. I don't think there is a separate, distinct polar star, as it were. There we go. All right. Yeah, you're not doing anything else I care about. All right, I think that covers it for these guys. Now, there we go. More inclined to think Fell God's the polar star, but the eye of the fire giant has a pattern identical to Jupiter's stories. Yeah, there's that element too. I mean, this gets down to a lot of questions I have about exact connection to delineate between outer gods and stars. Are outer gods just kinds of stars as well? Is everything a star in the end? What does that mean for the wider cosmology, considering there's a lot of deep connection to rock? Like, there's a lot of things where it's like, okay, I feel like I have all the pieces, but I just really don't want to put them together. I really don't. I've done it for enough of these titles. But slowly but surely I'm gonna have to, and I think Fell God's gonna be the one there, because like, okay, like, if it's got like the Jupiter connection, is the idea that it is a just a star that's associated deeply with fire, but nothing more than that. And the sun is still something else. If not, what about the connection to the the fire giants in terms of becoming their face and stuff like that? Why don't we necessarily see that in other cases then? Is there some specific elemental thing there? Why it's got to be the face inside the gut or what have you? All right. I don't remember if we see the flyers a lot outside Raya Lucaria, and I want to kind of avoid that considering, you know, it's dark there. I want some stuff in the courtyard though, so let's do that. There we go. Oh, 1 second, chat. I think I hear the dog outside. All right, she's being a little mischievous. I get the feeling she had cooked up a plan and I might have interrupted it. There you go, lay in your bed. Very good girl. Good girl, Sonny. You're so cute when you want to be, you know, Leia. You can be the cutest dog in the universe. Or you can be my little monster. Do you think the fell god has any relation with the serpents? I don't know, because I'd have to evaluate the Lamenter's mask first, because it looks like there might be some connection to the fell god there. How dare you interrupt her? Yeah, she probably tries to steal a shoe. She's like, ah, ha, ha. I have a scheme. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. That's covered. All right, now for the... We had some there. Yeah, I can't think of any place in Liurnia where I'm like, oh yeah, these guys are just kind of flying around or waiting in the wings to fly around. 1 second, let's look at this. Let's look at our bird puppets, dolls. It says that they can be found in Liurnia, but I think they just mean Rhea Lucaria. Altis, yeah. Yeah, I guess Caelid's probably our best bet. I mean, I really don't like, I guess we'll get shots. We'll get shots of them up there just to show, like, them in Liurnia, Rhea Lucaria, and all that stuff. Just for completion's sake. There we are. You know what? Maybe we can work with them here. This one's actually pretty bright. Bird mask, quote unquote. Oh, I guess we'll never know if they have a face or not. No, I think this one's just a circle. I don't see any features. I don't see it. Why the mannequin stream today? Why not have a mannequin stream? Don't you love mannequins? All right. Well, that solved a problem for me. We're gonna slow it down. Huh? Yes, is it funny and kind of dumb that they're just kind of floating there? Indubitably. Do I still kind of like it? Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what the gear is contributing to this. I guess maybe to help reinforce the back arms, considering they're not like in the normal spot, right? I guess. Oh. All right. Yeah, more like gliding, you know? Oh. Whoops. I put the stealth back on. How could I do that, chat? Also, that corpse in the background, he's getting so much screen time. All right, let's do this. One second, friend. Oh no, you have your other friendy here. Oh, never mind. You're dead. There we go. Random question. Do you think Ray Lucari's architecture is indicative of what Liurnia has always been like, or did the structure get changed a lot with the Golden Order influence? I don't see anything to indicate Golden Order influence to me. Like, yeah. Like, I look at some of the iconography and stuff. I can see dragon influence. Might want to mention that for Far Missoula. That might be something worth mentioning. But no, I think basically what we see is more or less what we get, with some addendums and stuff that, you know, they could add over time, like the Kari stuff and things. So you wouldn't say the more church-like elements were added post-Alliance. If by church-like we mean, oh, they're using, like, say, more Gothic or Neo-Gothic elements or something like that, then no, I don't think so. Partially because the point is that Raya Lucaria is supposed to be a temple. It's a temple of reason, right? Like, that's the joke. Again, I strongly recommend reading my analysis. I have it on the... I do post these stuff on the Discords for you guys a little early, but the point is that the Academy Gate Town, the term for a pre-gate town is usually supposed to refer to like Torii gates, the gates to Shinto temples or shrines, right? And other related stuff. So the point is supposed to be like Raya Lucaria is the temple on the mount where all the monks sequester themselves to meditate deeply in order for the final achievement of enlightenment, right? It is a religion of reason. That is the point of having the temple quarter, right? It is about the idea that Raya Lucaria itself is the temple / church, right? So if we see anything that you might think, oh, this kind of makes me remind of a church, to the extent that we want to say that's intentional, I would argue it's because that is, in fact, part of the idea they want to get across. Alright, buddy, my friend, my pal, my amigo, my tomodachi. Oh god, no. Yeah. Chigao, no. There we go. There we go. All right. Woo. Would you say that Renala skews the monk theming a bit with her design, or are things like Chris Lee's more indicative of Eastern priesthoods? I'm not familiar enough with that subject to really speak on it that well, to be frank. Like there could be maybe some Eastern monk or nun designs or something of that effect. Um, but I'll be honest, nothing comes to mind off the top of my head, at least. If it is, it might be some subtle elements or something like that. But yeah, that's someone you'd want to probably ask someone who's more knowledgeable on that specific field of Eastern Shinto or Buddhist uniforms and things of that nature. All right. Oh, I like. Oh my god, I was thinking that would look shitty, but no, I actually really like that. You can make so many memes about these guys like falling down the stairs or something. All right, like I said, got some little tweaks I need to make with the whole they all take damage, not just these tiny boys. All right, wow, I'm getting a lot of power sources today. Yeah, it's crazy to me. I never realized that it was an injured thing. I always thought it was just something that they do. All right. Let me consult my notepad for this one, chat. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh well. All right. That's what we're missing. Starlight shards. All right, let's close. There we go. Yeah, sure. And that so we can get. I could have swore I took plenty of shots of these things, but I can't find them, and that makes sense because these things tend to just go in the random pile. So it's fine. We'll get shots of them now. Just for you. Ah, there you are. Oh, that works. All right, accidental, but it works. Oh, there we go. Uh-huh. All right, change time of day here. There we go. There you go. I just kind of wanted that because I was thinking, oh, Altus Unification, where we talked about the rays, but might be something worth having a reference image for to kind of highlight. Funny that these humistic gleams might exist for the moon rather than the sun in Elden Ring when that is then that thing is fixed in the sky the whole time. Yeah, it's always funny to me that they used a sundial of all things for this device. It's like, ah yes, our stargazing device, a sundial for measuring measuring time, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, I like it. Like, it's a very cool historical design to use here, right? And you definitely get the feeling of stuff related to the sky when you see something like this, right? It's just so funny to me that they specifically pick something that has to deal with the sun, which again, they associate so heavily with the day and the Elden Ring and the Erd Tree and all that stuff, right? Like all of that imagery goes to there, or even the Fell God, right? And then you've got this, you got all this star stuff that you're associating with instead. It's just, it's so weird. But hey, like I said, it's a good design, so I guess I can't blame them. Actual astrolabes and stuff, not as cool, making them all out of stuff. For sure. Okay, so that covers, I think, everything in Liurnia for now. Like I said, we'll worry about Crystallines next time. We'll worry about all the boss ones I haven't gotten. No. Okay, Waypoint Ruins it is. In the end, we're all stars. Yeah, like, what was I saying earlier, right? Like, is everything a star? Is that what we're all getting to? We're all wishing upon ourselves. Is that it? Is that the big message, the takeaway? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I've kind of got myself a little lost here. Ah, there it is. I thought it was closer to the Waypoint Ruins than it is. My bad. There. No way. That ain't the worst shot either, I'm not gonna lie. I actually like it. All right. Oh. All right. Oridis, don't have to worry about. Oh. Let me double check this. If you shift the time of day to sunset, would you see the, well, let's see. Because I think we were close to sunset already. 1 second. Sun's over there, so no. Yeah, sun is over in this corner on the left of our screen here. my god. Yeah, no. It's over there. Already. Alright, one. I know I have the Kaled one. I'm not gonna do this because I absolutely 100% know I have Kaled. Let me double check the list here. Stormhill. I'm pretty sure I have that one too. You know what, chat? I'm gonna do this real quick. We're gonna check these that I know I have. Yeah, look, I got a Hemiciclium here in Kaled. I might not even show the Kaled one because we're doing a comparison with Mountain Tops of the Giants. We'll start with Kaled then. Just because I could always benefit from using there we go. I could always benefit from getting the opposite angle on this thing. There we go. Oh my god. I don't know if it's just my mouse isn't registering something or if it's just being annoying. I'm pretty sure it's further over here, right? I don't think it's maybe it was in the cave. No, I don't think it was. Yeah, here it is. I think that's enough shots for those ankles. Oh. All right. Enough of me. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. Grail's Dragon Barrow, northeast. Oh yes, I forgot about this one. 100% forgot about it. Oh, it's just like fog stuff. I was wondering what that was. All right, chat, and then when we're done with these, we're done. All right. All right. All right. Dragon Barrow, Kaled, Liurnia, Waping Peninsula, Limgrave. Shaded Woods has one. Gelmir's we know. Is that it on Altus? I thought there was one that doubled it up. Oh, there we go. Castle Soul, that's the only one I care about. Okay, good to know. All right. All right. West here. Oh, it's up. It's up here. How could I forget? I can see it in the background, so. There we go. No visible sun. I imagine because they really want to kind of let you feel the cold. And with all the focus on stargazing and you know the history with the Carians and stuff, I think they would rather have you see the moon more than the sun. You know. All right, that's got it. All right, so I'll start working with these shots and the others I have on hand. Try to start getting on this and figure out what holes need to be filled. And we'll have that all set for next stream. The plan, I think I might still be able to make it to Wednesday, but at worst it's going to be pushed back to Friday. Also depends because, like I said, I'm doing some stuff for Smowtown, so I'm gonna probably be a little distracted by that every now and then. But like once Astrologer's out, then some stuff will go faster. I'm actually already working on Confessors as well. I've got an started on that one because, well, it came to mind and I thought it was interesting enough to have as its own topic, even that's, you know, relatively short, but still, you know, longer than it would be to put in Tarnished Heroes. Anyway, that's where I'm going to. It's okay. It's okay, Sonny. It's okay. Don't worry. That's just your bone you knocked. Yeah, go back to sleep, girl. Good. Anyway, that's enough out of me, chat. So see y'all later. Bye-bye.